Let's play! Hey there everybody, welcome to Without Within. Now, as of recently, I've actually gotten quite a number of games from developers through email, and so I want to give a big thank you to Marcus Lamb, who sent me this really nice email where he says, "Hi, goodbye. Yeah, that came out funny. Hope you're doing great. My name is Marcus and I am a story-oriented games developer based in Sydney, Australia. I stumbled upon your YouTube channel and thought my recently released title, Without Within, might be of interest. I hope to share the game with you today. If it is deemed worthy of a playthrough, I would really appreciate it." Well, Marcus, number one, thank you for just being so awesome and sending me an email, because every time I get one like this, I feel very giddy, and it's like, oh my god. But, so, I feel like I should start going through my backlog of all these games that I've gotten, because I've gotten a few from developers and stuff, and so, I think why not start with this one. This is here's the quote thing from it on what it is. Without Within is a short visual novel that explores the creative mind. The game came about after the creator stumbled upon this Reddit thread about game immersion, and then it links to it, and I thought, okay, this seems like a nice, short, easy, no huge setup, just game to get started with. So, and the other, like, the actual quote about what this game is about is, "Vinty has been getting nowhere with her calligraphy. Her confidence has sunk to an all-time low. As life pressures her toward giving up, will she forget why she pursued this craft in the first place? Well, Vinty looks like a very cute girl, which is good by me. That gets an A+. Female protagonist, that's 1 point. Is she cute? That's another point. I mean, we're already on that good level going on. So, I guess without further ado, let's get started. Now, I will apologize ahead of time. It has been very long since I've done a visual novel. Mostly just because I got kind of bored with Hate Plus. That game, it did get a little boring for me. And I don't know. I think people who are interested should play it themselves. But, yes. So I apologize if I screw up. Haven't done this reading out loud thing for a while, but let's get started. Vinty, 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 Vinty! Oh my god, screwed up already. The chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. "Please prepare yourself, Miss Vinty. Once I open this door, we'll head straight for our limo." The guard had no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. Oh my god, we're beautiful! A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. The red carpet was for me to walk on after all. I blew a kiss for these starstruck peasants. That's a strong word. "Miss Vinty, please, let us hurry," my bodyguard said. Too bad for him, I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. "Vinty, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award?" a reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. "Vinty, may I get a photo with you?" "Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And 2 for me, of course." "Oh, I can't believe I'm standing this close to Vinty!" My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep these fans in check. Wow, these bodyguards must get paid a lot, because they seem serious. A young male reached in my direction despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. I reached my limousine. Yep, limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. "Miss Vinty! Miss Vinty!" the crowd chanted as my car window pulled up. How odd, they never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things. "Miss Vinty! Miss Vinty!" And it was all a dream. Oh. Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got a ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Actually, this single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry, I needed to take back the one-room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms, thank you very much. The second happened to be a toilet. That still counted, right? The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Vinty! Miss Vinty! A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at the clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or two would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better off staying in bed. Let's just stay in bed, why not? I snuggled back into my blanket. The landlady could knock all she wanted, but my focus was on my calligraphy dreams. I had no time for these common folk matters. A week later, turned out the landlady had been chasing me for my rent. By the time I had realized, she had already evicted me. Now I lived on the street with nothing but my calligraphies. The past few nights had been freezing cold, and I had run out of tissues to wipe my runny nose with. To make things worse, I could feel my head heating up from an upcoming fever. Might I interest you in buying one of my works? I got a 2-for-1 deal today. Bad end. We died! Yay! Oh, that was good. I sort of knew that would happen. I felt like something. I'm gonna have to guess, though, from now on, which does which. Let's rise and shine. Coming! As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady kept knocking. Said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that was what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost, too. Whoa, fourth wall humor. Good morning, Miss Vinty, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with the hair? It looks like you just woke up. That's because I did. It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth. The landlady shook her head. She had no right to preach me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, as if doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I enraged her, she would squash me into a Vinty-flavored pancake. Miss Vinty, your rent was due 3 days ago. Oh, well, there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted. All right, just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. That's the best old woman voice I've ever done. She spun around to leave. As once she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Great! The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I become an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before. That never was my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps. First, I needed to put in that work. Without within. Okay. Let's get started. And so I returned to the busiest street in my area, with my calligraphies spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke, just one of the many things I had to deal with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up every inch of the street ahead. Surely, this would be the day when someone spotted my talent. As always, no one afforded anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expect to be showered with praise by every head who passed by here. What was the old saying? 10% of the people you reached out to will buy your work. I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please, anything but 0. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. So let's rant. Let's go ahead. Enough was enough. Oh, damn it, I didn't quick save though. Can I go back? Oh, whatever, I could get back quick enough. I should really be saving more often. I sprang off the ground and kicked the fence behind me. The crowd stared as I ranted on and on about their ignorance. It felt so good to let loose. If these people know how to spot real art, my career would have already taken off. 2 nights later, my eruption made its way on the internet. Guys, make sure to never buy anything from her. She's nuts. Who does she think she is? Spread the news, everyone. We need to make sure people like that never get anywhere. My career was doomed. If I knew one mistake would destroy everything, I would have kept my trap shut. How I wish I could relive that day. Nice. Okay, I should... How do I skip? It's the control button, right? Yeah. Okay. Rise and shine. We're gonna persevere this time, and then I'm gonna quick save. Quick saved! Okay. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up with anticipation. At last, someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with this man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted. I would never hang these on my wall even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know how big of a blunder he made. Can we fight him? I want to fight Colonel Sanders. Attack! I crunched up one of my calligraphies and rose. The man must have sensed my violent intent as he stepped back and shielded his face with a bucket of chicken. I threw a punch at him before he could flee into the crowd. My first connected with the side of his head. That marked the first time I'd ever hit someone. My knuckles hurt from the blow, but seeing the guy's dropped jaw made it worthwhile. He probably grew up this way because no one ever dared to punish him. A couple of pedestrians popped in and held me back from attacking the man any further. I squirmed against their grips, but gave up as this music does not fit, but gave up as my anger waned. Once my breathing returned to normal, the civilians loosened their grip, and I brushed myself free. I'll remember this! The man fled for the train station, eating another piece of chicken as he did so. I hope he choked on it. The next morning, someone knocked on my door. I checked the clock. 5 a.m. Would the landlady when would the landlady cut me a break? Miss Vinty, it's the police. Cut my hand over my mouth, as if keeping quiet would make... Oh god, I missed that. How do I go back? What's the back button? What's the back? How do I go back? Whatever. You can go back in the video at least, I can't. I prayed I would at least be spared a jail sentence. Tears streaked down my face as I buried myself under the blanket. This had to be nothing more than a bad dream. Bad end. Okay, quick load. Load save game? Yes! That's such a nice feature. We're gonna restrain this time. Folks always said to ignore trolls. Trust me, that is the way to go. I say as a YouTuber. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling in my face, the man strutted off. Determined to prove him wrong, I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walked by without sparing me a look. Lingering here any longer would be a waste of time. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew that man's words had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time over nothing. Yet, if I lacked the gift, persevering might make things worse. Tears welled up in my eyes and I clenched my fists to hold them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying within the crowd, looking like we had lost a child on our hands. Looked like we had a lost child on our hands. Some pedestrians shot glances, but none of them offered more than that. These were really horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphies to be owned by people like that. I should help the kid, but that would mean being late for my job. Oh, let's help would probably be the actual right path. Or ignore. I don't actually know which is the right path now. And I don't even know if the story will split at some point. Let's ignore him for now. Sorry, kid. Miss Vinty had a job to go to. Convincing myself that another person would help him, I headed off to work. The next morning, the kid from yesterday appeared on the news. The reporter announced he had gone missing. Guilt seized my heart and threatened to crush it. I ended up being just as selfish as the people I had criticized. A lowlife like me had no right to dream about success. I could never return to that place without being tormented by remorse. And so my little stint as an artist came to an end. Bad end. Okay. Let's load that again and try that once more. Skip through this. We're gonna restrain ourselves. And we're gonna help the kid. And then quick save Rooney. If I judged others for abandoning a child, then did the same myself, I would be a jerk and a hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy. There, it's okay. Did you lose Mummy? I totally didn't mean to say mummy like that. It's just the fact that it's written that way made me want to say it with a slight British accent. I apologize. That was completely not on purpose. The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in to stroke his back with one hand and his head with the other. Let me know if you lost Mummy, okay? I'll help you find her, so there's no need to be scared. The kid managed a nod at last, and I whispered, "Good boy," into his ear. What's your mummy's name? Hungry. Her name is Hungry. The boy's tummy growled and I realized what he meant. Oh, well, how about I buy you a sandwich? The kid shook his head. I want ice cream. Hey kid, ice cream is more of a dessert actually. I want ice cream. And so ice cream it was. One for him and none for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt on his shirt. Jessie, the boy said. That's Mummy's name. Jessie. Jessie! I called as I strode along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever. Enough to make me blush, in fact. Maybe I should try shouting Jessie at random the next time I sold my calligraphies. The sky turned orange as time ticked by. Yes, I know my shift started a half an hour ago. Stop reminding me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried toward us. She ran past a red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. Mummy! The boy shook free of my hold and rushed into his mother's embrace. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman gazed toward me. Oh, thank you so much for your help. You're wonderful, just wonderful. The torrent of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin. Anyway, anyone would have done the same. Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know, the mother said. Actually, there is something I need help with. The mother nodded. Anything in my power, miss? Which way back to the train station? Oh, that was a nice little thing. I like the art. It's very good art. The sky had gone dark by the time I arrived at work. I opened the restaurant door gingerly to avoid making any noise. Stealth mode switched on. They called me Ninja Vinty for a reason. Maybe it's your getup? I don't know, call me crazy. Miss Vinty! I don't know if this is a dude or a chick, so I don't know. Watch it be the landlady. The voice of my boss nearly made me jump onto the ceiling fan. Sorry, I'm late. I wanted to explain, but my boss glared at me and my tongue slurred out a bunch of syllables. Explanation was in there, somewhere. Probably. Maybe. I received an earful from my boss, but at least I got to keep my job. Several colleagues shot me frowns for not being here during such a busy period. In the end, I took all the blame without complaint. Not compliment, that wouldn't even make sense. Well, at one point, I locked myself inside a toilet. That's weird, I know this is Australian, but the fact that they say inside a toilet means like, you know, when I hear inside a toilet, I imagine someone curling up inside the toilet bowl themselves and screamed into the bowl. No, like I mean like inside a bathroom and screamed into the bowl. I also might or might not have fantasized about dunking my workmates' heads into the toilet. That was for me alone to know, though. At least I earned the paycheck needed to keep my landlady quiet for another month. As for the month after that, we would see when that time came. All I wanted was to pursue my art, but reality kept pressuring me toward finding a second job. Oh, look at that nice art. Oh, I skipped it again! I didn't mean to do that! I didn't actually press it. How do I go back? I need to actually go back. How do I go back? There must be a back button. There has to be backspace? No. Back arrow? No. Up arrow? No. Darn it! Page up? Yeah. That's it. Okay, there we go. We're good. On the way home, I spotted a banner for an upcoming visual novel called Princess Aria. The game had been long hyped on every form I knew. Amazing art along with a cast of famous voice actors. The writer and composer were big names too. For Princess Aria to have an ad this big, there must have been a lot of money behind the project. The way this banger hung... What? My phone actually ringing? Oh. No. Someone's telling me to order Majora's Mask Special Edition. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, Adrian. Some of us don't like Majora's Mask that much. Oh, and then I lost every subscriber I ever had. But, back to the game. The way this banner hung high made me sense that it was extra important. Bright light shone around the princess's face to impress potential players. Do you get to diddle her? To poodle her? Is it that type of visual novel? Just asking, she's kind of cute. Oh, well, whoa, symbolism. Yes, that was what I really needed. If I had a banner like that, no doubt people would line up to buy my calligraphy. I could already imagine how folks would react as I walked along the streets. Hey, I think that was Vinty. Wow, no way, you mean the famous calligrapher I see on all those banners? Yeah, she must be really good. Maybe we could ask her for our autograph. My agent would step in to speak on my behalf. Please line up in an orderly fashion, everyone. How much for an autograph? Shut up and take my money! My agent nodded in response. Autographs are available for $100, thanks. That would be $100, thanks, the game shop owner said. Princess Aria cost me twice what I had predicted. If I bought the game, I would have... Oh, this is going to be a little thingy. If I bought the game, I would have too little left for rent. I opened my wallet, hoping I would have more cash on hand than I realized. Turned out I had less, actually. I hung my head and the shopkeeper sighed. His arched brows pressured me into buying a game. I did ride the train 3 trains to get here. Might as well pick up something. I told the shopkeeper how much money I had, and he shook his head. The store owner pulled out a different game from under the table. He brushed away the dust on it so I can see the cover. The title read Sunflower War, some visual novel about the battlefield. Copyright 1997, the bottom read. No wonder it was so cheap. Art by Invert Mouse, whoever the heck that was. I think that's who did art for this game. The front cover would fit perfectly in a kindergarten classroom. I flipped the case to see what was highlighted on the back. The game supported up to 640 by 480 resolution. Truly the pinnacle of technology. The shopkeeper grimaced. He must have sensed I wanted to say no. His stare made my palms stain with sweat, and I ended up buying the game. Dealing with folks like that had always been a weakness of mine. Remind me to never visit the store again. Damn it, GameStop. Ugh. Time for a drink break for me. Iced tea. With heavy strides, I returned to my apartment. 0 calligraphy sales, late for work and with rent, topped off by blowing cash on some game I had no interest in. What I really wanted to play was Princess Aria. Forcing myself to suffer just anything else would just upset me further. Let's play. That's what we're doing right now. I did spend money on Sunflower War. Might as well give it a go. The day left me pretty drained, so this relic of a game might do a good job putting me to sleep. I switched on my laptop and inserted a disc, which I partly hoped would fail to load from old age. Too bad it worked just fine. No doubt a lot of people were loving Princess Aria right now. Meanwhile, here I was, enjoying the 640 by 480 godsend. No voice acting either. These illustrations look like they were done by a child. I would be better off closing my eyes and imagining my own artworks. Oh wow, it's in black and white. Oh wait, are we actually doing this? Did I pick the wrong one? We'll see. The grass reached up to our knees. As I read along, I painted an image of the scene in my head. The plants rustled as we waded through. We paused once every few steps, fearing there might have been snakes hiding among the bushes. Oh no, this is in her brain? Guess so. Somehow we managed to survive the evening. The sun surged from beyond the horizon, outlining the earth with an orange glow. Slowly, the blue sky emerged and vanquished the darkness that had haunted us. As lighting bathed the soil, I found myself in a field of flowers. I had imagined this place to look far more terrifying, but anxiety had merely been playing tricks on me. I drew a deep breath to savor this morning fragrance. In the distance, birds chirped as if they applauded our survival. I could see it. Not only that, but touch, hear and smell too. An experience crafted by my imagination. The image rivaled the strokes of any artist. It belonged to me alone. This fulfillment inspired me to take things further. Why is she wearing a thing on her head? Oh my god. That's pretty funny. The blasts of gunfire deafened us as we dove behind the wall. A bullet whizzed past the tip of my helmet. Samet passed his helmet onto me with her dying breath. I would carry on her legacy. It's a little thingy. The desert. Okay, I'm gonna go back because I think that this is the right way to go. So let's just zoop. Let's just sleep, see what happens. Forget it. I only bought Sunflower War out of pressure. After shoving the game into my bin, I crawled into bed. Oh, no, I did it again! Page up. For the next few weeks, I tried over and over to sell my calligraphies, but all my works remained untouched. Well, aside from a few pedestrians who stepped on them by mistake. Wait, my bad. I did make one sale. This one guy said he needed my calligraphy to use as toilet paper. I had zero passion left for calligraphy. In fact, just thinking about it fueled me with anger. This was no longer the career for me. Today I chose to retire for good. Quick load. And continue. We're gonna go back to play. We're gonna keep going. The desert heat pinched sweat out from my every pore. I desperately wanted to empty this water bottle down my throat. With no help in sight, I must conserve every drop. And reading that made me thirsty. Thank God I have a drink here of nice, cool Nestea iced tea, brought to you by PepsiCo. Delicious. Joe's eyes closed, this time never to reopen. Despite our promise to survive together, only I managed to live. How I wished I could take her place. I finished reading Sunflower War right around as the clock struck 3 a.m. How so many people had missed this classic left me dumbfounded. Actually, that would be a lie, as I too had every intention of tossing this game aside. I kept demanding excitement without offering an ounce of passion in return. If I played my part, I might be able to discover so much more. As Sunflower War's credits rolled, I realized just how small the development studio was. The team probably knew they stood no chance against the bigger studios, yet they still did their best with their dated technologies to deliver a vision they believed in. The happiness they left when working on the project poured out of every line in this game. I could gaze right into their hearts. Heart, the thing I had long neglected. What's she doing? Mommy, Daddy! Vinty, what is it, darling? Look, it's a calligraphy pie! Honey, it's calligraphy. But that's great. I think you have a lot of talent. Oh my god, thanks, Mom. Hehehe, this is so much fun. I'm going to become a calligrapher. Oh, so that's what... Oh, I had forgotten the last time I found joy in calligraphy. Every stroke these days felt like a grocery chore. All I obsessed over was how much, or rather how little, people paid attention to my efforts. My works no longer possessed heart, and I failed to notice. Time to do something about that. I could hardly wait to start. After all, I chose this path because I loved it. Oh, it's little Vinty. Vintage Vinty. Ha! The next day, I ventured outside with a new set of calligraphies. Though I made no sales thus far, I still found myself beaming. That might explain why some people smiled back. Perhaps it was the weather, but I swore everything felt warmer today. Mummy, Mummy, there she is, the ice cream lady! A boy dragged his mother in my direction. It was the kid that I helped out yesterday. The mother and I exchanged nods. Honey, the lady has a name. It's rude to call her the ice cream lady, although with a hat like that, it doesn't seem far off. What's her name then? Oh my, sorry, what was it? It's Vinty. The mother slapped her. What? Oh, on the back. I just slapped him on the back of the head. It's like, damn it, child. But no, it's See, her name is Vinty. Mummy, can we buy one of the doodles from the ice cream lady? That was a sentence I never thought I'd say, especially in that voice. Doodle must be another word for top-of-the-line calligraphy. No other explanation could restrain me from shaking the brain out of this boy. My name was nowhere inside that little brain anyway. The mother checked her wallet and her face scrunched up the way mine often did. "All good, madame. I know how it must be feel living on the edge of homelessness." "Please, please, 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 please," the boy nagged on. This showed why I would never have kids. The mother relented at last and bought one of my works. Guess the boy wanted to repay my kindness. I gave his hair a ruffle as thanks. After flashing his missing tooth in a grin, he pulled his mother back into the crowd. Well, at least I scored better marks than yesterday. Another man strolled toward me. Wow, I was on a roll now. With heart on my side, my fame and fortune had arrived. Clean my shoes, peasants. "Hey, it's you again," the man said. "Oh, the troll from yesterday." I calmed my thoughts to avoid causing a scene. Maybe the guy came to apologize. Even a creep like him must know how rude he had been. Yes, my aura had cleansed him of all evil thoughts. Go on, empty your wallet at my greatness. Wow, these new scribbles are even worse than the ones you brought last time. What a dickwad. Somehow, I turned into an internet celebrity. Crazy calligrapher dubstep remix with original. Top comment. Damn, snap. Wow, she went full crazy lol. Triangle of mouth at 07, Illuminati. Okay, that's actually pretty good. She be like, why you know bye? Haha, these are the most accurate YouTube comments, like the most accurate fake YouTube comments I've ever read. More like this might be a good time to look for that second job. Thanks for playing. That was, yeah, it was definitely short. I liked it. I definitely think that, like, number one, the art was great. The message was good. I think it's, you know, I wouldn't really look super much into this. This was just a little fun project for the dude, for the creator. And you know what? It was cool. I definitely liked the music was great. The art was good. And yeah, kind of ended a bit abruptly. I'd definitely like to see more with these characters if this was just a little trial, you know. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of potential here. So, hey, thanks for making this video, or this video game. And, yeah, cool. So, thank you all for watching Without Within. Let's check the credits, because that's something I should, you know, you never do. Created by Invert Mouse. Illustrations by Carla oh no, Invert Mouse was the writer. Carla Featherstone, Carousel is the artist, and music by Ify Tozen. Two testers. It's good. Testers are always the best people. I mean, let's be honest here. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time on another one-off Friday or whatever. I still don't know what they're called, but whatever. I'll see you next time. Ciao.